Hey ladies and gentlemen, it's Joe with Sharp Eye for Coins. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. This is a continuation of the Freaky Fun Friday adventure that I've been doing a lot of the day, and I've done a lot of videos. I haven't posted one yet, and I'm sorry about that. I've just been having too much fun discovering these to actually produce the video. I did want to share this one. It just popped up. I started doing the slabbed Morgans, and then I had to go run and do a bunch of stuff. And I came back and said, hey, I'll take care of and look at some of these raw ones, instead. I like feeling the coin anyway. And the very first one I put up is this 1878S. And I wanted to go through, like I was doing some of the other ones, and just pointing out what I do to attribute these coins, and kind of how I discovered, to look at it a little bit more closely to begin with, on the scope. So I always start looking at it with my, just my eye. Then I look at it with a loop, and let me show you what I first saw. Actually, what I first saw, not on the obverse, it was on the reverse. I was admiring this toning. That's why. And I saw this S, and I said, whoa, okay. And then this is with just my eye, and then I put the loop on it, and I'm like, this is a little odd. It almost looks like an RPM, right? Then I went around the whole thing, and I'll go around really quick, and I didn't see anything unusual. And I know a lot of VAMs will have some kind of die breaks or something. I see, little tiny die scratch or something like that right there under the E, it states, but nothing really to write home by. See, it looks like a little broken piece of the R there on the die. Like, yeah, okay, that's nothing unusual. Then I flipped it over to the obverse, which is not as beautifully toned. It does have some toning though. And I usually like to go around the world, right? And I'm like, okay, so I don't see anything going on with the stars here. I don't see any clashes. There's common clashes with, like a 7 or something like, or an N along that neckline. Didn't see that. Lips look normal. Maybe a little PMD or something on that nose. And then I saw this E. And as you well know, this is the E and E pluribus unum. And I saw the notching here. I'm like, okay, does that continue? Well, and then I saw the P, and then the L, and the U, and the R. Look at that. The I, the B. So it's throughout this E pluribus unum. It's throughout the motto here. All the way out, including the M. I'm sorry, looking at it upside down. So I said to myself, okay, wow, I got some doubling action going on. There's lots of notching. That's a little bit more of like on the bottom of the serif there. Right there. There's the doubling. But here on here, it looks like a little chipping is happening. A little chip off the die. So I went over and started looking at her, and I didn't see anything really that shouted out to me in her hair, or her neck, or her ear. I got up here to her cap. Didn't really see anything either there. And then I got over to Liberty, and I was like, whoa, okay, look at that. Look at that. Let's look at it. So, here you got lots of doubling action going on. I mean, it's so sharp and clear. It almost looks like tripling. All right, so at that point, and I'm just looking at it on the loop, right? I'm showing you on the scope, but I was looking at the loop. So at that point, I'm like, okay, I got to put it on the scope and I got to try to attribute it. And I went to VAM World. And what you have here is the full list of VAMs. Now I'm not going to go and redo everything that I did. I think I found the one that I needed because there's 114. Oh, 114. I'm not going to do that to you guys. But what's important, and I wanted to share this, I had to educate myself about how they're differentiating the two. What's the long knock and what's the short knock, because I didn't know. So I did a little research and I found out that, okay, what you want to be looking if you need to differentiate one of these, so you want to be looking at the back of the arrow, the rear tip of the arrow, okay, where the fletching is. Okay, so on this middle one right here, see this end knock? Okay, if it were a long knock, it would be about double the length of this one right here. This is a short knock. Okay, so this is a short knock. I know it's not a long knock. It would be probably out to the edge of the toothpick if it were a long knock. So I said, all right, I'm dealing with a short knock, so that got rid of maybe about 10 options, okay? And then, okay, what I usually do is I assume that on VAM World, they're going to write the most significant thing that's going on with a coin as part of the description, right? So I went through here and I'm looking at doubled liberties, I'm looking at double mottos or e pluribus. I didn't find it. So it took me a while. I went back through, of course, you have to, and I found this VAM6 DDO, just RIB. I'm like, okay, well, let's look at it because I know I'm dealing with some a double-dyed obverse here, not a reverse. And there's something more significant than RIB. That's why I kind of passed this one up, this description up when I was looking at it. So let's attribute this coin, okay? Everything has to be exact, right? That's the way we do it. So first went to RIB and look at that picture, and what I am seeing is exact, in my opinion. So the picture shows the doubling to the west side of the serif, and at the south end it shows the curvature around here, this part, nearly exact. Now I you know, hey, I'm not an expert, right? So you know, take it for what it's worth. You know, I'm learning here, and I just want to share this with you. So if you have more insight, feel free to, you know, post your insight in the comments below. Now I look at this eye and I see the curvature of the picture, and this one is it's exact, right? But that's not it. That's not all it. So we go a little bit further down, and they describe engraving lines on the right side of the eagle between the wing and the eagle's body. So, you know, I had to go back and check this one. Now it's heavily toned, and so you know, it's a little bit more difficult to see. But yeah, I saw it there, but not there, not there. Right here, look at those engraving lines right there. Okay. Now, just to be sure, you know, I'm going down and making sure we're looking at everything. Now, there are additional pictures. Now, my mint mark does not look as clean as this one. One in the picture here is pretty clean. Mine looks like it has a little post mint damage at the bottom. there. Like something nicked it right there. And that could explain, you know, what I originally thought was maybe an RPM. Something nicked it and spread it apart a little bit. Okay. So like something hit it, spread apart that S. Okay, so I'm gonna, you know, that one, all right, it's not exact, but it's no big deal because we can explain it. We can explain it away. So let's go to the obverse and look at these letters a little bit more closely, make sure they're an exact match to the close-ups on the picture. Well, let's start with the E, because we're on it. And it's an exact match, I mean, to the T. I should say to the E. The P as well. The L. I mean, it's, I honestly am really impressed with the pictures they took. I'm happy that I'm able to do this. Now let's look at that eye again. I mean, look, I'm looking at particularly at the curvature here. It's like the exact same thing as the picture up there. It's, to me, it looks like a replica. All right, and the B, you can see the markings on the picture of VAM World are a little bit more faint. And I can't remember, and there's something to research. I think it becomes more faint with more use. So mine might be a more early dye state. I think that's how it works, but I'm going to do a little bit more research. Now, you can see the notching going through here. Look at the U. Yeah, I mean, look at the same distance and everything from the bottom portion of the serif here. Same distance right there. Look at that. Just look at it. And there's the S as well, cut along the same path. And I could go down, but you know, it's they don't have the M featured on VAM World, but I really like, I think this is interesting, and it would be a good one to post on that site because I'm pretty sure you got a chip right here, but you also have the exact match. Well, it would be, there might be a little bit of doubling on that star as well, but your exact match on the U, as I was going to say. So let's go to Liberty. Liberty, Liberty, Liberty. And remember when I said it almost looks like some tripling going on in some of these locations? And if you look at the picture here of Liberty, and let's try to pull it up a little bit more. Okay, and here we are. It's not showing up that great on the camera, but when I'm looking at it, I see, you know, 1, 2, 3 on the picture of VAM World, and here, and this is on the lower east portion of the serif, and here I see the exact same thing going on here. The I, the B shows the exact same thing. It's like 1, 2, 3. The west portion of the E coming down. Mine is cleaner than the pictures, but so I am feeling pretty confident here that this is an 1878 S VAM6. This is not me wanting it to be. This is not me seeing something saying Hot 50. I think that's what it says. Yeah, Hot 50 Morgan VAM. Okay, you know, honestly, I already went through this list, before, looking for what it is that I found, right? Not hoping that I was going to find something. And only when I saw DDO RIB, I'm like, all right, let's click into it. It happened to match. Okay, it happens to be a Hot 50. Cool. I am very happy I found and was able to attribute this 1878S VAM6. And I appreciate you joining. We are going to do this one next, if I don't know if it's a VAM or not. So, yeah, getting around to the 1879 now. But thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. Please hit the like button if you like this content, and hit the bell notifications if you want to be informed when I'm able to do them. This was a freaky fun Friday, and this is Joe with Sharp Eye for Coins saying thank you once again. I hope this finds you well. Take care of yourselves.